Stories with Aldi Books, and I'm here with Friday Reads. What else on a Friday, right? And we have a day and a half left in June, so it's coming down to the wire for me. I finished my Mary Stuart this week, Stormy Petrel, not Stormy Daniels. Sean, you're such a maniac. And Lubricious. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, this Mary Stuart, it's a little one. The setting was fabulous. It was a Scottish Isle, and I just loved the scenes with the nesting birds and these petrel birds that only flew at night, and the seals and other things. The story itself, like, I liked the main character. She was really cool, except there were a couple glitches with her storyline. And the plot itself was very weak as far as the mystery went. It was cozy. So, a fun read with the crew, but not Mary's best work, I would say. And then I finished Night of the Hunter by Davis Grubb. This was for Mementomori's book to film club, in which he has mapped out 12 books and related films to read and watch each month. This was the first, and I had the most fun with this. So I don't read a lot of horror / thriller, just now and again. So I picked this one up, and this is basically a preacher. He truly does believe he's doing the will of God. But he goes around, I shouldn't be laughing, it's not funny, stalking widows and killing them for their money, whatever little they might have. It's set in the Great Depression in West Virginia. I believe it's West Virginia, on the river, the Ohio River. So I thought it was going to be a horror / thriller type suspense, and there was some suspense, definitely. But did I say Spence or suspense? Anyway, this was very much a Southern lit novel, and it was just really atmospheric, really enjoyable. Once I got to about page 100, like, I was enjoying it up to then, but once I got to page 100, I just flipped through to the end. I sat down and read the other 150 pages in one sitting. I just really enjoyed being immersed in this story. I enjoyed these characters a great deal. And then my son and I watched the movie. The book was published in '53 and the movie came out in '55. And we really had a great time watching the movie as well. It was very artistic, very film noir, black and white, and the lighting was spectacular, and the music just really enjoyable. Really enjoyable. Hour and a half of our time together. So yeah, thanks Adam for introducing me to the Night of the Hunter, and I believe I'm in for the Dude Bro Lit next month. Some kind of war story, I believe. I can't remember what it is, but I will link his video below, the announcement video and the review of this one, so that you can check it out if you're interested. I read Muriel Spark, my very first Muriel Spark, and her very first novel, her debut, The Comforters. This book it's quirky. Let's say that. It's very meta, and I just struggle with that concept, I'm not gonna lie. I look it up, and I'm sorry for the lawnmower, but it just doesn't absorb. I mean, I know the concept, I understand, but yeah. Oh, it's my neighbor mowing my lawn. I should film that for you. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, so very, 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 very quirky. There's a lot of characters interwoven in really strange ways. It's hard to follow. There's a smuggling ring with a granny is the lead person in that. There's discussion about Catholicism and diabolism and mysticism, and yeah. So this was a really fun read as a group. I read it with several people, including Adam and Sean, the book maniac, the lubricious book maniac, and Richard Reeds, and Wilson Shugarth, and Ollie Bliss. It was just fascinating to hear everyone's discussions about this. I don't know if I would have gotten as much out of it either intellectually or entertainment-wise without the crew, but it was really fun with them. And then I finished White Oleander by Janet Fitch this morning, hot off the press. This is the story of a young girl. She is 12 when the story begins, and there's some backstory sprinkled in. She is being raised by a single mom who is very literary, extremely intelligent, is raising her daughter that way, but also has weird ideas about life and is not really the best mom out there. And we all know how I feel about self-absorbed mothers. So this was problematic for me. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, I didn't really enjoy it. I understand why people do. It was very interesting. The girl, basically the mother, and this is not a spoiler, I think everybody knows about White Oleander, but it happens fairly quickly. She's, instead of a Black Widow, she's a White Oleander. She kills the boyfriend when he dumps her and goes to jail, and the girl goes through several foster homes, like maybe 5, and not really good circumstances in any of them. I mean, to say not really good is not doing it justice. They were all horrific. So it was just too much for me. Too much bad stuff. The little girl, when she was 12, was so intellectual. Like, her intellectual discussions were more advanced than the ones by the elitist on BookTube. So that didn't seem very believable to me. And the fact that she would end up in all of these bad circumstances, one right after the other, was too much for me to believe. There were a couple plot twists that you could see coming a mile away, and you kept saying, really, are you going to go there? And they did. There were a couple of plot twists that just blasted out of nowhere. One of them was pretty cool. The other, while I felt the symbolism was impactful, it was like, really? That happened? Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't get along with this book at all, but thinking about it, really, I thought it was really interesting because a lot of people absolutely love this book. And I get that. I loved Eleanor Oliphant, and a lot of people see flaws in the plot and the characterization in that book. And I get that, but I liked it. I don't care. So I kind of think that when you find a book that connects with you, you're willing to overlook flaws in the design. And when it doesn't connect with you, you're not. So yeah, that's what I have to say about White Oleander. And thanks for reading it with me, Ange. I couldn't have done it without you. So now, day and a half left, and I need to finish these 3 guys to break even for the month. So I have about 100 pages left in Small Wonder, which is a fabulous essay collection if you're into environmental things. About 100 pages left in Cannibalism, which is really cool. I'm reading this one with Heidi, and we are loving it. If you're into natural sciences, so much fun. And then I have probably 2.5 hours on the audio with Miss Burma. And yeah, I think I can do it. Fingers crossed, but wish me luck. So I got a jet, got things going on. But thank you so much for watching, and I will be back soon. Bye.
Thanks, neighbor.